Hello everyone, my name is Chantiqa Ghyta Kinanti and I'm as the first speaker of the government team. With the motion, this House as the government of Indonesia believes that implementing and enhancing downstream policies. With the downstream, it has its own meaning. Like it's a process of converting raw materials into ready-use items or the materials. So there's an upstream too. Like the upstream is like without any process, you can't even sell the raw materials. So that it's like based on this, we only like with the downstream policies, it's happened like and existed on the or in range like 2000 until to 2014, which on the SBY who leads that time in that on his era. So in that time, because it's happened like just back before, the upstream on Indonesia has been dealing around like 40 years. It has been flowing like around 40 years, and based on that, Indonesia got called the exported of raw material specialist. So that by the IMA around like 2005 until 2012, they cut like Indonesia only cut less royalty and less taxes. They only even cut like around 60.42%, which is only 6.16% in that time. If you see furthermore, Indonesia, you believe like Indonesia, it can't even afford more because Indonesia is a broad and beautiful country which has a lot of resources of mining and others and mining areas in that time. So that the transformation happened like around in 2009 until 2014 based on that policies number 4. It feels like it says like the government disallow to export the raw materials because what I said, because it less royalties and less taxes. So that this process only happens around in 3 years, only around like 2014 and until 2017. So that because the private or the industry who been dealing in that sector got the financial trouble. They can't even survive on that time because they have no cash flow flowing in their industry. Because in Indonesia, just before that, Indonesia has the upstream industry, like what I said. But the smelter, Indonesia has their own smelter too, like in that Gresik, and that time they only have like a minimum capacity, so that they choose to export the upstream, even though they have the smelter, even though they can't even like do the smelter and doing their downstream, I mean. But they choose not because they have the minimum capacity. So that I'm here to support this policies, this downstream policies, so that we can increase our GDP. we can we can we can increase, we can make this country into from the very conservative country into productive country and the developed country based on this income of the downstream policies, I mean like the downstream policies. So that like until that time in 2017, the government give their relaxation. They allow them to export the raw materials, but in the other hand, they have to give their stocks like around 51% into the government. But the private, until the private is disagree with them, so that it's not happen like. And that how urgent is this thing like. So based on that, President of Jokowi have stated the developed country is a country who depending their self on their product. So that he wanted this country to have its own product. With this case, these downstream policies, so that as the developed country he wanted to be this, and based on the that they wanted to give the golden Indonesian golden like 2045 program. We propose the support to maintain the existing of these downstream policies. And this happened like because the less royalty and taxes, just what we cut in that time, so that this thing happened. So due to this thing, I believe that these downstream policies can, as the continuing Golden Indonesia 2045 program, so that like downstream policies as a problem solving. The second, the job producer for a local citizen, because if you see there is some kind in Malawari, there is a kind of polytechnic to give them like, and the downstream policies as a problem solving, that according to the data what happened before, like arranged like in 40 years ago, like there's some kind of factory of industry that makes that having the smelter, but it didn't fit in, but it didn't fit enough, so that they forced themselves to export the raw materials just to they got even like their cash flow, so that this this policies I'm supporting to you all guys, so that this policies is very good, just to increase our GDP, to increase our economy, just to and to make our productivity, just to change like the before we were a very conservative country into productive country. And just before, if you see like in 2023 we only cut 75 million as the income of Kebira. That's only a cut. Thank you.